Hey fellow golfers, I hope you're all doing well. I've injured my finger slightly, so I thought I would use the time to give you a useful clip drawing from two pros. One LPGA top lately pro, Jin Young Ko, on whose swing I've done some analysis, and I'll put a link to that here. And Patrick Cantlay, the PGA Tour, also one of the top golfers in the world. I wanted to really focus on some of the fundamentals of the swing. And in doing so, in highlighting those elements, I'll show you a couple of very simple drills that will help you with some of those moves. And I will also put a link to a clip I've done on his swing. I hope you enjoy and find this useful. Focusing on the fundamentals is key. It's key to your swing, it's key to playing well, it's key to a good score. Most of the pros, when they're on the range before a tournament, and even when they're working before a tournament, tend to reconfirm those fundamentals. You know, the grip, the posture, the alignment, the impact point. So the three things from Jin Young Ko can be summarized as stretch, drop, turn. Let's take each of those one at a time. I'm going to initially do it without hitting a ball, just to show you some of those fundamentals and give you some tips around that, and also a drill or two. So, stretch sounds easy, but the idea is to get your arms as high up as possible. But the key to that is starting your movement with your shoulders and your body, not your hands, with your shoulders and the body that starts the turn. But what you want to try to achieve is some width and height. Let me give you a quick drill on how you can achieve that. Take some stretch band like this one, put it on the lead foot, stretch, stretch, stretch. So you start practicing that width and depth. And what you then do, of course, is have your lead hand join that. So stretch. That's the feeling you want. Don't forget, you want this back foot as an anchor to help you create that torque and that power. So stretch, stretch up. Notice I'm using my body to give me, my shoulders and body to make the initial turn. It's not the arms that are doing it. So, as I've said, the first thing is a stretch. You want the stretch. Now, the second is the drop. As you reach that top, you want to drop. Imagine almost sitting on a chair. Right, so as you reach that, you drop, and you are almost sitting on the chair. That creates an initial movement down, that initial transition. So up and drop. So stretch, drop. And then how do you move into the turn? Well, you move into the turn because as you drop and your lead arm is parallel at that point to the ground, you stop dropping. So that's where you begin the turn. And then you turn. You drop and then turn. Drop and then turn. So the whole sequence is stretch, drop, turn. So let me do that now, hitting a ball. Get your alignment right, your target. You are stretching dropping and then turning. Once you've got into your proper setup position, stretch, drop, turn, stretch, drop, turn. Facing the target at the end, back foot up, lead foot straight, firm, straight. One more. So stretch, drop, turn. So now let's move to Patrick Cantlay and 5 key things that he always does in practice to verify he's got the right key position. The first is always to set up in an athletic position. And one of the keys to that is posture. So you want to have a couple of key things to remember. First is the reverse K. So in my case, my left shoulder is below my right. If you're a right-hander, it would be the other way around. So you want to be in that reverse K position. You also want to have your weight relatively even, or at least 50-55% on your back foot, but not the other way around. So you don't want the weight mostly on your front foot, but on your back foot. And one way to check that is to put a club on your toes, and if it's balanced, then you know you've got that fairly even. So put a club and see if it's balanced. So even weight or slightly at the back. That lower shoulder, you want your posture in the right position, and one way to check that is to take a club and then bend. You want that straight, pointing up along your whole back. So not like this and not rounded, but here is the right position with the club along my back and my head. So that posture is key. Posture, weight, reverse K. Set up in an athletic manner. Just to show you that posture. Get that right. Got the weight right. Get that reverse K, and I'm all set to go into the right athletic. The second is to load your takeaway. So once you've got that whole position right, you want to load your takeaway. And the way you load your takeaway is by using your back foot as an anchor, and by starting with your shoulders and body. Your turn with your shoulders and body, not your hands. So it's not my hands turning, it's my shoulders and body, and then anchor. That is the key to loading your takeaway. And then, of course, you hinge and come through. So, key part of your first move is body turn, your upper body turn with your shoulders and body, back leg acting as an anchor. And that gives you that torque and power. The third is a balance-centered turn. Don't mistake that with not being able to move your head, but you're staying balanced, and it's a center turn. And why have I got this? You could use a hacky sack or something similar. And one quick way of checking you're doing that right, stick something like this on your head. It shouldn't fall off. Balance, centered turn. After you go through, that's fine for it to fall off because you're doing the full turn. The next then is to shift to your hips to the target as you reach the top and you come down. Remember I said as you sit down, you're bumping your hips to the target. You're not doing this, you're bumping your hips to the target. You start your movement, so you start your movement down with your hips. So unlike before, where it was the top part of your body starting the takeaway, on the down, it's the bottom part of your body that's starting the takeaway. So reach up to the top, and then bump, and then through. And then that bump, and then through. That's really key to then the next point, which is the most important at the end of the day. So you could have a quirky swing. Take Matthew Wolf, for example, or Jim Furyk, who have some quirky swings, movement, but they still hit the ball extremely well. Why? Because what is key at the end of the day is your impact, hitting the ball at the right impact point and square to address. What enables you to do that is once you have that position, take your starting position and you now got those angles. Look at the angles of my body. I now want to turn, when I come back, I want to end up in that same angle. So I want the angle, including of my club, to end up at the same point. Recreate your angle and impact. So as you start and then as you finish, the angles should be the same. That is going to be key to striking the ball centrally and very well every time. Let's see. Yeah, create that same angle every time. And end up at the same point every time. To wrap up, Jim Young Co. Stretch, drop, turn. Stretch, drop, turn. Patrick Cantlay, 5 key things. Set up in an athletic manner. Check your posture. Check your weight balance. Check you're not doing too much shaft lean. Check the reverse K alignment to the target you're trying to hit. So set up in that athletic position. You want to start your body as the turn. You want a centered, balanced turn. When you come back down, you want to be in that same angles. You want to recreate the angles that you started. That will be key to achieving an effective swing, the good impact every time. So I hope these few key tips from Jin Young Ko and Patrick Cantlay will bring to your game the consistency of strike, the ease of strike, and significantly improve your game. Focus on the fundamentals. So fellow golfers, happy golfing. Enjoy getting those basics right, and see you on the flip side.